Hello everyone, welcome to Real Wicca Talk. I'm James Otten. Today we're going to be continuing our series about witchcraft, and it's going to be a little bit more than just Wicca basics, Wicca for beginners. We're going to be going deep, diving deep, as some might say, into discovering your true inner power. Alright, some of you may know the first book that I ever wrote was called The Truth About Wicca and Witchcraft, Finding Your True Power, and the Finding Your True Power part is the part that we're focusing on now. So, how do you go about that? You may ask. Well, I'm going to go over some basic philosophies and steps that you can take, pretty simple steps, towards achieving that goal. Alright, first of all, we're going to start by discussing our environment, the place we live in, the world we live in. What's wrong with it? What's in it that's keeping you from achieving your own true personal power? We got to look at our environment. We got to realize that we're living in a world of misinformation. Fake news is everywhere. It's all over the internet. People in power, they use distractions. They use fear as tools of manipulation to continue growing their own power while diminishing yours. It's been going on for at least 2,000 years, right? When they wrote the Bible, they knew back then that a a fearful population is easier to control. So they went about spreading fear. They created this fairy tale about hell, which, as we all know, the word that was translated into hell was not hell, it was Gehenna. It was an actual valley in Jerusalem where they actually used to burn stuff. Sometimes they at one time they actually did like human sacrifices, burned people, but later it was used for burning trash and sometimes dead bodies. And that's the place where it's burning in your Bible. Yes, whether Christians want to believe it or not, that's what it is. Hell is a fairy tale. Believe me, when you're non-Christian, people you know, loved ones, friends, pass on, you would still be able to talk to them. On the other side, they're not going to be stuck eternally in any place where it's burning and they're tortured forever. Alright? I can guarantee you that. I know it from first-hand experience myself, so believe that or not, right? Anyway, but they use this as a tool of manipulation. When that failed, if people weren't really buying into that, of course they went to the fear of torture and death. We'll kill you, we'll torture you if you don't convert, right? And this all just not only to bring more money to the church, to the people who were running the churches, but also to keep people from realizing their true worth, their true value, their true potential. Because if they knew that, well, then the churches would be screwed because they wouldn't need them, right? And that's the bottom line there. So, what happens when you're fearful, though? What happens when you're fearful? When you fear being yourself, when you're in fear of being judged, you're not being your authentic self. And therefore, you are diminished. You're not drawing your true experience that's true to you in this lifetime. You're not drawing your true tribe. Your experience is changing and not for the better. Okay, so part of what our deal here is about is learning to be an authentic you and living your true experience. Okay, the experience that you were meant to experience in this lifetime. And remember that fear of doing something is often far worse than actually doing it, okay? Talk about getting on a scary roller coaster. You're afraid, I don't know, it's going to go off the track, you're going to die, but then you get on, and it's kind of fun. It's a little scary, but it's not as bad as you thought, right? And that's kind of what I mean by that. People often regret things that they didn't do even more than regretting things that they did. So that's another thing to also keep in mind, always, of course. Fear is the mind killer. When you have a fear, sometimes it's best to just face that fear. Just stare it straight in the eye, guys. All right. Now we're going to go on to some goals that you need to accomplish and some steps that you can take right now, which I have written some notes here on a piece of paper because, hey, I don't go just off of memory. If I go off of memory, I'm going to forget things. And I'm an author, not really a speaker, right? I'm only good at speaking when I'm cracking jokes and making fun of people, basically. But I'm gonna try not to do that here. So we're gonna be serious, okay? We're gonna be serious. All right. So here's 2 goals that you need to accomplish. First, for your practice, for your witchcraft practice, if you're trying to open up your psychic abilities, open up your third eye, never let anyone get inside your head. All right. You need to keep uneducated opinions away. Okay, you need to keep toxic people away. People who are gonna put doubt in your mind. People who are gonna put fear in your mind. All of that stuff you need to keep out. All right. That's why they have this thing called the witch's pyramid. To know to dare to keep silent. To know to will to dare to keep silent. Keep silent. Part of that keeping silent thing is not running around bragging to people about what you did, your spell, your magic, whatever. Because one of the reasons is because you don't want people, doubting you, and then putting the doubt in your own mind. And once you have that doubt in your mind, your magic is gonna just fizzle out. Nothing's gonna happen, and it's gonna be because you diluted it. You screwed it up. All right. So the second, goal is to tune into your intuition and higher self. Your intuition and your higher self. Okay. Starting with your intuition, and you can connect with your spirit guides also. You With all that in place going for you, you'll be able to more easily see through lies and get to the truth. Whether it's someone on Facebook lying, a fake story that lies, one of your friends lying, anybody that's lying to you, filling you full of crap, you'll be able to see through it a lot more clearly when you've got your intuition open, you've got your spirit guides in contact with you, and especially when you're in contact with your higher self, because that is great, great, great. Okay, so what do you do? What do you actually do? Number 1, turn off the TV for a while each day, at least, as long as you can. Don't be inundated with all the garbage that they're spewing constantly. Don't worry. Just turn all that off. Sit quietly, meditate, tune into your intuition. Try to contact your spirit guides if you like. You gotta master the meditation technique first, which is calming down your breathing, slowing down your brain activity, because your physical brain is not the same as your mind. Your mind is actually your psychic mind. It's on the other plane. That's what I call your mind, which is different to me from your physical brain. Okay, so your brain is what you want to kind of silence when you're meditating. Push any thoughts that try to come in, worries about your day, whatever. Just gently, just push them away. Just keep your focus, keep the quiet. Okay. Number 2, if someone is trying to fill your head with silly conspiracy theories, if you're concerned, listen to your intuition if you have an intuition on it. But also, you know what? Always feel free to question what you're being told, and do your own research. Look it up on Google even. But apply logic too. Okay? Don't just believe things on the internet. I see so many people doing that. Oh my god. And it's so easy. even if your intuition isn't kicking in at that moment, it's so easy to just like say, okay, you know what, I'm gonna verify this, do a Google search, look it up, right? Um, so number 3, if you're fearful, this is where you stare your fear in the eye, right? Like I said, okay. First of all, if you're fearful, like of people, um, oh, like your elected officials, someone who's corrupt, anyone who's messing with you, anyone at work who's messing with you, if it's a boss, anyone. Okay, my number one philosophy: never look at them as your actual boss. Okay, never look at them as being above you. Look at them as being just another person. All right, just another person. And you know what? You can go a little further. You can say a little person who doesn't really know what you know. Okay? Don't put them above you. Don't put anyone else above you. All right? Because sometimes you're going to need to take action against people. You might need to do, who knows, some kind of banishing spell, binding spell, karma spell, my favorite, personally. um, and you always want to have the right mindset anytime you're doing any kind of spell. Confidence is crucial, right? You have to have confidence in what you're doing. Um, so those are a few of the steps that you can actually take right now. Practice these things. You can watch this video as much as you want. Right, take some notes, whatever you need to do. Basically, though, always examine what you're told and throw out what insults your soul. That's a great, great, great phrase that I love personally. Um, that's really pretty much about it to get started with this for now. I do want to say quickly, if you enjoyed this video, feel free to like it. I'll definitely do subscribe down below. Maybe hit the little notification button and you can get notified of new videos that are upcoming. Um, Please do feel free to check out my books on Amazon.com on Kindle. We've got Wicca Basics. We've got a book of herbs and their uses. I've got a little mini book about ancient Egypt wisdom. I had a bunch of them on there, so please do check those out. I will go ahead and leave a link in the description below. So for now, this has been Real Wicca Talk. I'm James Otten. Blessed be everyone. Peace out. Take care. Stay safe.